Comcast. A reminder as we send this full minute of logos, this movie was so bad that it killed both the PlayStation originals and the recently revived Gramercy brands. Killed them dead. Took PlayStation 3 years to respawn as PlayStation Productions after this travesty. In case you confused it with Under a Grapefruit Tenemule. I was going to do this fun thing where I awarded these sassy meta subtitles that wink to the audience a number of gold bolts based on how funny they are, but heads up, they all suck. 0 gold bolts and 10 sins for the wasted opportunity.
Stanley, are you seriously still texting after what I just said?
To be fair to Stanley now, what you actually just said was...
So I shouldn't see anything about this online?
You didn't say shit about texting. He could be doing something urgent, like taking notes, texting his mom, or writing a scathing letterbox review.
Victor, if you please.
Victor is standing on the other side of this door for who knows how long, just on the off chance that he's summoned. This is weird, because for the rest of the movie, he's leading an army or firmly at the side of... well, whoever this guy is, who seems to be important, but whose name I still don't know because the movie wanted to open with that hilarious cell phone bit.
Mommy! Dialing mother.
Oh, f you, movie. These voice command things always need you to push a button first or say, hey, Google, or some shit. And apologies to anyone who was playing this too loud and is currently being yelled at by their Google Home device. Let's not leave anyone out. Hey, Siri, Alexa, going to the big speech with less than 30% battery. I think we're supposed to know how evil this guy is now that his discount Death Star has exploded a space marble, but I know nothing about that planet yet. All I felt was a minor disturbance in the farce, as if millions of voices may or may not have cried out in terror and were probably silenced or not. I fear something inconsequential has happened. You'd think a ship carrying a planet-destroying weapon capable of burning your retina would justify investing in some sort of polarized windows, rather than relying on perfectly timed sunglasses application. This stylized C is not a ratchet, it's a wrench. So this movie should be called Ratchet Clank, and I hate myself.
Okay, let's dig deep.
If your robot needs to do cardio, you have roboted incorrectly. This scrolling sentence clearly reads, is everyone getting all this plot set up? As if making your local fourth wall breaking news ticker writer aware of the news position will somehow forgive the news position. Well, this just in.
Planet Tenemule is no more.
Also, news position of a thing that we literally just saw happen and didn't need exposition for. Also, we're thousands of years in the future, in who knows what galaxy, and yet there's still a concept of an Earth-style news broadcast. And suits.
Space, a wondrous realm full of adventure and peril and, bigness.
We'll eventually learn that Captain Quark is a giant spandex-clad liability, and yet is still allowed to speak to the galaxy live without being PR managed to death to prevent him having to improvise dumb shit like this.
Come on down to the spaceport and see me, Captain Quark. Our next stop, Planet Veldin's Kizzle Plateau.
Would you look at that? Our hero just so happens to be watching the news when it just so happens that his idol will just so happen to be recruiting not just on his home planet, but in his damn neighborhood.
Cue montage!
What a boring montage. The best movie montage is a series of clips that progress the plot forward through time without having to experience all the boring details. There should be a change in the situation from the beginning to the end of the montage. Rocky should be stronger. Daniel should go from the All-Valley first round to the finals. The Revenging Nerds fraternity house should go from shambles to being pristine. This is poorly edited propaganda at best.
I think there's been a mistake. I came in to get my ejector seat repaired.
How does one discover that their ejector seat is faulty but also live to get it repaired? Also, if this chap only came in for an ejector seat repair, how did Ratchet order and pay for all these unauthorized upgrades?
Now let's fire up that mag booster.
Whoa! I assumed this tool took longer to get here because it was heavier, but then this sucker turns up and now I wonder why and how you would program delayed physics into your ship magnet.
I want a refund!
Yeah, that is gonna show up on my mid-year review.
The murder? Yeah, I would hope so.
Look at these waterfalls, the fjords, the rolling hills of Korvoxian Snodgrass.
Movie thinks it's hilarious to just make up funny words that don't actually mean anything. Fjords? Come on.
But we don't have any forces.
You let me worry about that. In 2 days' time, the Galactic Rangers will be destroyed.
The evil villain doesn't share the plan with their evil henchmen because he doesn't want the audience to know said plan yet. I honestly can't think of another reason not to loop in Rusty BattleBot Toa here.
Look, you're a great mechanic. You got a lot of heart, but you're careless.
The fact that the movie somehow snagged Paul Giamatti and John Goodman is a lesson in not gilding the... What's the opposite of a lily? Also, careless? More like oblivious and dangerously negligent.
You want to know mechanics' advice? Dream smaller. It leads to less disappointment.
Kind of reminds me of the first Valentine's card I sent my college girlfriend. Roses are red, violets are blue. I let down my parents. Can I let you down too?
First off, It's always summer. We live in a desert.
Holy shit, did Netflix cancel the other 3 seasons? Why are the Galactic Rangers having their tryouts here? Do they think they will find their chosen one on a tiny desert planet? Star Wars wannabe says, what?
First up, she'll shoot first and ask questions when she's good and ready.
She's in law enforcement. We get it.
Captain Quark! Hello, Veldin.
Casting Armin Shimmerman and not allowing him to play the character called Quark.
When President Vironix recommended I take on a new ranger, I knew just where to go.
An oblivious, chiseled space ranger? Is there a single character in this thing that isn't cribbed from a larger Disney property?
You don't have what it takes.
Is Quark doing one-on-one interviews with every applicant? Why on Veldin would they have even let Ratchet pass the bouncer?
Get me out of these tiny blue-neck towns.
Why would they be called blue necks? Redneck is a term that comes from sunburned necks while working outside. Is there something about the planet that turns the necks blue? Is it a broader racial slur about blue skin? I need to know what level of offended to be.
Built using the finest raritanium in the galaxy.
Raritanium? Is there a single item in this thing that isn't cribbed from a larger Disney property? Wait, is the movie suggesting that a random lightning strike turned one set of robot blueprints into a completely different set of functional robot blueprints? What kind of Frankenstein Deus Ex Machina bullshit is this?
Oh my.
C-3PO 2? Really? Is there a single line that isn't
Preparing for immediate destruction. In 3, 2.
calling something immediate before proceeding into a countdown?
I'll never be a ranger.
The movie tries to pull any emotion out of us when its poster tagline is "Kick some asteroid."
What?
Ratchet's luck is unbelievable here. Not only were the Rangers in his town at the perfect time, but now Clank randomly crash lands in his backyard and Ratchet is the only person who sees it. In the next scene, I expect to see Aubin Sur crash land holding a magic lamp containing the Infinity Stones.
Prepare for imminent death.
There's gotta be a better way to say that.
Sorry. Prepare for imminent death. How's that?
Computer would be excellent at mocking Ratchet for trying to be excellent at CinemaSins.
No vector shell damage. Sister board appears to be intact.
Ratchet is apparently able to diagnose this alien robot with a purely external visual inspection.
What do I call you?
I suppose my proper designation is Warbot Defect B5429.
Maybe I'll just call you Clank.
Forcing someone to go by a different name because their actual name is too hard for you to say. America!
There you go. You're a natural. Oh, okay, that's enough. Or just keep shaking. That's cool too.
Holding this handshake isn't just on him, Ratchet. It's like Mom always said. Takes 2 to awkward elongation of a handshake played off as humor, even though either party could stop it at any time cliche.
After all, there's nothing the 3 of us can't handle.
I am your biggest fan.
An incredible superhero is distracted but dismissive of their biggest fan? Is there a single plot? Okay, you get the picture. This is unoriginal even by Disney standards. Here's 25 cents so this video doesn't eventually become a 2-parter.
Enemy warship! Take cover, citizen!
And this is how you find out? When it's hovering above the capital city? Apparently the Ranger home planet has no planetary defenses or early warning system of any kind. I know we always send the Enterprise being the only ship in range, but it's better than nothing.
Apologies. I have not been able to locate your species in my database.
And then he scrolls through what I'm guessing are a few Easter egg characters from other PlayStation properties. But considering I don't celebrate PlayStation Easter, these just feel like the movie putting a big flashing sign on an inside joke I'm missing out on.
You knocked on the wrong door, hombre.
You would think this would be an alarming amount of laser fire, but as Captain Quark seems to be quipping in the middle of all of it, I guess it's not. Way to tell me your movie has fewer stakes than an episode of Teletubbies.
Brax to the max!
High-fiving live ammunition, or as it's more commonly known, the precursor to high-foring. This entire scene is underscored by the Blue Danube Waltz because it's public domain, don't have to pay.
Your weapon package includes a mag booster. I am rewriting the software to isolate the raritanium alloy used to manufacture us.
Oh, for the love of ICP, that is not how magnets work.
Terminating mag booster on my mark.
Yeah, but earlier you flicked it forward to turn the magnet off. And what kind of maniac chooses to invert the control mapping mid-mission? Supersuits that form perfectly to your eyelids.
Captain Quark, Juanita Alvaro, Holovid Nightly.
Holovid Nightly is not the name of a news program. Holovid Nightly is clearly a program you can only find in the deep space web, and preferably when no one else is looking.
Captain Quark, Dallas Wanamaker here.
How the f*** did Dallas get here so quickly? And wasn't he the anchor for the breaking news at the beginning? Why would the anchor also be the street reporter? Once you get that cushy anchor chair under your ass, your time beating the pavement is over.
Our question is simple. How do you destroy a team of heroes?
Recent history tells us that the most effective way would be to start with a big ensemble movie that tries to introduce all the heroes at once, but does none of them any justice because you money-grabbing waffles didn't have the patience to give them their own solo features or even establish a basic level of world building. Oh, and then you could find superstars to play said heroes and then recast all of them, especially the ones the public really liked.
Ha! That's right.
right, lives at home 472.
472? 472? I'm sorry, there's no way that's a real username. If 420 or 69 isn't available, you just try a different username. Everybody knows that. Also, I think the lives at home username is supposed to reference the disparaging stereotype that people who play video games online still live at home with their parents long after they should have moved out. Here are 4 reasons why that's f***ing dumb. 1, we all live at home. This is not an insult. 2, this is a f***ing movie based on a video game, so maybe don't alienate your key audience. 3, why would they choose this insulting username for themselves? And 4, mortgages in America.
What's the matter? Don't like getting your butt kicked?
Eventually, we're supposed to feel sorry for Alaris, despite our introduction to her consisting of slacking off and playing video games while on duty.
Let's get you into your new proto-suit.
Please don't let it be nanotech. Please don't let it be nanotech. F***ing nanotech bullshit.
The combustor is the backbone of the Rangers' arsenal.
We'll get several minutes of Ratchet f***ing around with different weapons, which makes me wonder, is this all that makes the Rangers special? We see an arsenal of guns and a jetpack, but other than that, I don't know what's so unique. Can't you just equip an army with these weapons?
The Alpha Disruptor fires a deadly stream of plasma.
This weapon's position goes on for all to some time, as if the movie being terrible wasn't enough to remind us it was based on a video game.
How am I doing?
I'd say pretty well, considering this was supposed to be a training exercise and not some cross between James Bond f***ing with gadgets he doesn't understand clip and a YouTube fail video.
I don't mind it as much as the last guy who had this job.
Whose picture I keep up as a dartboard in case I need to do a reveal like this.
Let's go, Cadet. It's 3 floors up, and it's Meatloaf Day.
Getting so excited about Meatloaf that you cause thousands of dollars of property damage to your place of work.
Boy, for a big city, the people here sure are friendly.
That's Metropolis.
Oh,
Sorry, thought you were a trash can.
At that speed, they would be way too far away for Clank to hear any of that lame explanation.
believe me, I could do this all day.
Insert clip of Chris Evans saying what the here.
Unless, of course, anyone would like my autograph.
Quark is still a member of the Galactic Rangers, right? You're telling me no one wants his autograph just because a new guy came along? That's ridiculous. Sure, I might prefer Stewart, but if Shatner offered, I'm jumping on that immediately. Draws plan in crayon to emphasize he's an idiot. Still manages to put in a fancy PowerPoint to completely undermine the point.
I find this arrangement slightly embarrassing.
As well you should, as I have now stopped keeping track of the other media you're ripping off.
Remember, your thrusters are powered by Ratchet's suit, so don't try any solo flights, okay?
I wonder if the only piece of reminder advice she gives will have to be broken to save the day. It won't? Now then, what the hell is this scene here for?
I'm in. Any sign of Drek?
Other than this entire movie?
Initiate phase 1.
So you have them completely trapped just to initiate a multi-phase plan? Instead of, maybe just killing them immediately?
Zircons!
Is a word that means nothing to me. The idea is to get Captain Quark on his own, so that he could be corrupted. But how did Drek know that he'd end up here, or be separated from the team? Those decisions all happened before the Zircons attacked.
Why would Drek be destroying planets?
Not destroy. It seems that Drek is trying to build the perfect planet.
I believe you mean not only destroy, Clank, because those planets are still very much destroyed, which, if I'm being honest, is still probably the bigger crime here, no matter what his ultimate motivations are.
She wouldn't drop him, would she?
No, she's just going to continue to let him go on about unimportant things for as long as it takes for the movie to cut back to her. So you two can have this inane conversation.
Now, out with it!
Zed predictably spills the tea on Drek's plan, but why is Quark allowing Korra to handle this interrogation? What if Zed exposes his betrayal?
Novalis is populated.
Yes, 43,618,924 people to be exact.
The Snorkelses had twins this morning.
The complete destruction of personal privacy.
Dear Journal, I've been having the mood swings again.
Futuristic keypads that don't tell you what buttons you're pushing. Also, narrating your diary as you write it, as if you know there's an audience to keep entertained. Okay, this sin removal goes out to the movie acknowledging every kid and adult that snuck around the house for some well-earned gaming time, only to wake the entire damn house because the TV magically jacks up the volume whenever you turn it on after midnight. It's nice to be seen.
Well, I was looking at the schematics of the deplanetizer, and it occurred to me that there might be...
Mute.
You mispronounced skip.
Hashtag not a mole.
Communication systems that allow the sender to suddenly see and hear everything you're doing with no alarm or warning. Great for comedy. Really bad if you enjoy not seeing people pooping.
The Rangers are retreating, sir.
Brilliant.
Isn't though? Because you just said...
Destroy them all.
And their getting away feels a lot different to make sure they're all dead.
Get me a holoscan of that ship.
I have this weird instinct that I need to see something on there to drive the plot forward.
The odds of surviving a head-on assault is roughly 600,993 to 1.
Robot says roughly, followed by a very precise calculation cliche.
Can't talk. I'm almost at the control center.
Immediately following the phrase, can't talk, with lots of talking.
Captain Quark did something to the ship. Nothing's working. And I think Clank's in trouble.
Hold the on. Why isn't that first part more concerning to discount Star Fox? He came here to save Captain Quark, but takes the revelation that Quark is the one responsible for sabotaging them quite literally in his stride.
You want to fight? Ask everyone to fight!
Attempting to rip off a metal-based mechanical head with your carbon-based biological hands.
Thunder smack. Equipped.
Oh, you. There did not just so happen to be a fucking storm gun on hand, just as you find out the big robot's weakness is water. Also, I did not anticipate adding Signs to the list of movies this film is ripping off, accidentally or otherwise, but here we are.
You're nothing but a pathetic defect.
Perhaps, but I am waterproof.
The only thing more annoying than how long it takes this thunder weapon to actually create rain is how quickly Victor rusts once the rain delay is over. Clank holds still instead of running away because he took a peek at the script and knew exactly where Victor would break down. Robots with lungs.
Can I switch sides now?
Orgy complainers.
I never had a proper planet. I spent my formative years underground.
Rek's motivation for destroying millions of lives and going through all the effort of destroying and rebuilding planets is because he was raised in a cave? Is that all? Captain Caveman turned that shit into a superpower. Also, what does the happily ever after look like here? How the f does he intend to hide the planet once he's created it? And how is he going to sustain these different habitats using just one star?
Toss him into one of the shuttles. I want him to live to see his failure.
Instead of killing Spock, Nero decides to strand him on a planet so that he can watch Vulcan be destroyed, thus giving him an opportunity to foil Nero's plans later. Look, if the movie is going to retool concept from better movies, I don't see why I can't retool Sins from better Sins videos. Captain Quark has betrayed us all and ruined the lives of millions. As a sign of solidarity, I shall no longer display his likeness on my wall, but the clock stays. I love that clock.
Can I come in?
Hiring John Goodman for your movie and then abandoning him for more than half the runtime. They offered you a chance to have John Goodman, and you blew it!
No fear, no safety check. You just flipped the switch and off you went.
Because reckless endangerment is hilarious.
But I do know this. To be a hero, you don't have to do big things. Just the right ones.
We're living in a world where just having basic human decency is considered heroic.
I thought I might find you here.
You mean the place he works, lives, and sleeps? Well, yeah. No shit, buddy.
It was not a complete disaster.
Authorities are calling it a complete and utter disaster.
News position jokes.
Blaming yourself and taking responsibility are two very different things.
The movie thinks we need to see discount Crash Bandicoot get a generic pep talk to pull him out of his self-pitying funk, because how could we possibly believe that preventing a solar system of people from dying would be enough to get him back in the game?
Oh, I brought some friends.
In other words, even if you'd said no, I was going to force your hand, like a true friend.
We've all made bad choices. Here, check it out. My cadet photo.
Hey guys, let's make sure we counterbalance that take responsibility for your actions BS by telling them it's okay to laugh at someone for wearing glasses, needing braces, or having even an ounce of individuality.
I might have an idea.
But instead of immediately telling you about it, I'm going to pause dramatically for a scene transition.
Then what am I supposed to do?
You can guard the Starcracker water cooler.
Why is Quark still alive? He served his purpose to Drek, so doesn't keeping him around run the risk that he'll change teams again in a shock attempt at unearned redemption in the finale? Or, you know, something less specific but equally ridiculous?
Sheepinator, one of my personal favorites.
Someone apparently attended the Heinz Doofenshmirtz school of naming your weaponry.
We finally decoded the deplanetizer plans.
And the many Bothans who died to secure them can finally rest in peace.
Remote detonation now activated. It is about to get real.
Why is all the software in this universe designed with a snark chip installed? And more importantly, why would you program commentary into a program whose sole purpose is to activate while no one is around to hear it?
With Ratchet posing as Quark, they'll dock with the deplanetizer by easily fooling the simple-minded Blark.
Yeah, but earlier in the movie, Drek was immediately alerted when Quark's ship approached. Okay, the Rangers don't know that, but why would they assume that an approaching ship would be dealt with so casually? Also, they have no f***ing clue where Quark is or if he's even alive. For all they know, he could be standing right next to the person they're talking to.
When Ratchet exposes the stabilizer, it can quickly be disconnected.
In case you thought Alaris was narrating the plan and then we'd see all the action and tension of actually doing the plan, let me relieve you of that notion. She's literally narrating the actual actual infiltration. Just a few shots of everything going the way she says it is, and we're past the big plan. Cinema!
On what charge?
False arrest? Being annoying? Who cares?
Not sure about the false arrest, but I can certainly vibe with sitting the being annoying and who cares parts.
Just like you stabbed me in the back. Taking my fans, my sponsors, my lucrative endorsement deals.
But surely, if any of that happened at all, it was after he betrayed the Rangers, right? Why would adding a member to the team affect his sponsorships? There are still only 5 Rangers in the whole galaxy. They should all be super famous. Where is Quark getting his weapons from? Why does his combat suit still have access to the Rangers' weapon locker? Why hasn't it been deactivated, revoked, or reprogrammed to some imposter or some shit?
Buzzblades? I taught you better than that.
No, you didn't. You mocked him as he failed.
He's just too good.
What? Are we watching the same movie? I mean, we have to be because he's in it, but how can he say that so sincerely?
This isn't you and you know it!
Convenient Quark collector's card of self-reflection literally smacked Quark and the audience upside the head.
You called me king of the nerd herd?
Chuck erasure.
What's happening?
Well, whatever gravity simulator you have in this space vessel is apparently affected by the relative physical location of your longitudinal, lateral, and vertical axis. Basically, because of some poor ship design, you're getting your axis kicked.
Weapon locker depleted.
That's the thing about magical immediately retrieve any gun you want at any time for any purpose technology. It always works exactly as needed until the script says it doesn't.
Meet the Rhino, as in rip you a new one.
A new what? PG-rated kids movie? Rip me a new what, exactly? I'm not going to commit to which, but at least 17 of Newton's laws of motion are being violated by Ratchet's spine not being pivoted out of his body by this rescue.
What are you doing?
Improvising.
Judd Apatow movies.
Get all day.
This is a garage, right? So why are they all waiting in their cars for whatever service Grimm is offering? Why aren't they leaving their keys behind and picking up their car when it's done? Why do they think honking and shouting is going to fix the problem? Why do I care more about this than anything else that's happened in the last 83 minutes? This final news scroll translates to stay tuned after the credits for a special bonus scene. And now I just need the movie about the cross-dimensionally sentient news ticker writer who knows they are trapped in this movie and are being forced to do the bidding of the producers when all they really want to do is type, "Help me." Also, f*** you if you think I'm staying through these credits. I'm out of here.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Commence deplanetization!
I'm in the laser! Now this is pod racing. That was totally wicked!
Believe me, I could do this all day.
I could do this all day!
Glad you're getting in touch with your feelings, newbie. But we're turning right.
Because...
I'm not an ambi-turner, can't turn left.
The odds of surviving a head-on assault is roughly 600,993 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
But those people lost their homes. And for that, I have to take full responsibility.
You think you've got problems? What are you supposed to do if you are a manically depressed robot?
But sometimes sacrifices are necessary for the greater good.
The greater good.
Greetings, cadet.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
I won't preside over the demise of Ferengi civilization. Not me! The line has to be drawn here! This far and no further!
I do bring a certain level of zing to the table.